taking it up higher. I'm taking it up higher. I'm taking it up a mountain. It's time to jump. My eyes got flickering flames. Up to the sky, make it rain. Breaking the frames, breaking the chains. Ain't nobody holding the reins. Turning it on, trigger the bomb. I got the world in my palm. Staying calm in the storm. Where I was born, I call it home. I'm hitting the hardest. I'm hitting the target. My cut is the sharpest. Seizing the moment. We got this. We got this. We got this. They can't stop this. We got this. We got this. We can't stop. We got this. We got this. They can't stop this. We got this. We got this. We can't stop. I'm taking it up higher. I'm taking it up. I'm taking it up higher. I'm taking it up higher. I'm taking it up a mountain. It's time to jump. My eyes got flickering flames. Up to the sky, make it rain. Breaking the frames, breaking the chains. Ain't nobody holding the reins. Turning it on, trigger the bomb. I got the world in my palm. Staying calm in the storm. Where I was born, I call it home. I'm hitting the hardest. I'm hitting the target. My cut is the sharpest. Seizing the moment. We got this. We got this. We got this. They can't stop this. We got this. We got this. We can't stop. We got this. We got this. They can't stop this. We got this. We got this. We can't stop. I'm taking it up.
Do 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 do. It's a lovely day in the wilderness. Lovely day in the wilderness. Do you know how to survive? Do you have the skills to survive? It's a lovely day in the wilderness. Oh, well, hello, everybody. How are you, beautiful people? How are y'all? Sorry about all that. I was getting my wolf filled up with coffee. Anyways, how you doing, Jakey Poo? How you doing, Blue Chicken? How are you, Lynn, sis? How are you, Dale, brother? And anybody else that's Shelly, how you doing, sis? And everybody else that's out there. Anyways, so how have you all been? Yeah, a little bit chipper. I am. How you doing? So, anyways, how is you peoples? Y'all having a wonderful day today? I'm having a glorious day. Yeah, let's see here. What do I got? What do we want to talk about today, huh? Well, I really didn't have anything to talk about. Hey, Cynthia, how you doing, sis? Really didn't have anything to really talk about. Because I've already talked about water stuff. I've already talked about a lot of things. I don't know. Maybe, just maybe, we can do a Ask Matthew Anything to help y'all. We could do that. Oh, trust me, Jake. Well, you know, you already got one of the things. You know, you already got the smoking down. Just get a good, you know. See, up where you are, Jake, it's easier for you to get a wool hat than it is for me down here in good old Texas. Wool hats are a rare economy in Texas because it doesn't get that cold, you know. And this is a wool hat, but you know, we got cowboy hats galore out here. That we do. We got Stetsons, we got garters, we got Dingo brand. What color undies I got on today? um, oh, chicken. Right, Jake? Um, chicken. I am a commando. I My color is skin tone. Oh, I understand, Jake. Yeah, I mean, especially good 420. You know, like good 420 is what puts you in the poorhouse. You know, that's one of those things. It's a it's a it's a supply and demand thing, you know. And that's why I tell people all the time, if you know how to grow, if you can grow, you will be able to survive in the apocalypse, you know. Especially if you can make and sell things that people crave and are addicted to. That means cigarettes, 420, alcohol. What is up, Ron? How you doing? Yeah. But you know, if you have the skill sets to grow, it's just in a survival situation into the world, anything like that, it's going to be the same as it is right now. People are going to have supply and demand, you know. If you know how to grow the three basic things, you're going to make it. Because to tell you the truth, more people are going to want a cigarette than they are alcohol. There's going to be more people that want coffee than they will alcohol or cigarettes. It just depends on where you are and who you're dealing with. It's all good, chicken. I will answer anything. I don't have nothing to hide, chicken. I will tell you straight to your face what you want to hear. Oh, Jake. Well, you do live in a colder area, Jake, so you know your your needs are far better than mine. But I guess it's my Scottish and my Native American side that just I don't I don't wear any of that stuff. They hold too tight. I ain't as free. I'm more free range than anything. Yeah, Jake. Yep. I understand, brother. I understand. But usually, when you give up one thing, it takes another thing takes over, Like when I gave up alcohol, cigarettes took over, Oh yeah, brother. We all act different on the fire water, brother. It's just like me. If I have rum in me, I'd rather kill you than talk to you. Yes, I am. I'm all natural, Ron. So, I'm back out here, fixing up the lead and everything. Really haven't been able to do much because I've been working like a madman through everything through technically last year, which was only like, a couple of days ago. Um, there is, I need to stockpile all this firewood and everything. I've been letting it season. The best thing to do with firewood, yes, my hardwood. Lynn, don't ask Jake to do that. Jake will be all hands on deck for that. Is that right, Jack? Is that right, Jake? But yeah, there's if you are going to go off grid and everything, there's things you need to learn about firewood. Okay, firewood does not burn as long if it's green wood. Okay, yes, you can split, dead, fallen trees, stuff like that. That's considered seasoned wood. But when you are collecting firewood for long seasons, you have to let it dry out. You have to let it, kind of like seasoning a, cast iron pan. You have to cook in it and everything and get all the different flavors and all that stuff in it. And then it becomes what's called firewood. Most of the time, you have to let firewood season at least 6 months. You can do what's called a quick seasoning, which is in the middle of summer, cut all of your wood and everything, and put it in the hottest point and right where the sun is, and it will dry the wood quicker over long periods of time. Ron. I think we all do, Ron. I think we all do, brother. That's that's a staple of alcohol, Literally, when you have alcohol, you want to have sex, procreation. And that's why alcohol in like end times and everything is going to be bad. Because if you have alcohol in the end times, there's going to be a lot more deaths than there is births because there's not going to be hospitals or anything, and there's going to be a lot of deaths from women in the end times. because we haven't had to have, old school natural births or anything in a long, long time. And if you need to have a C-section in a end of the world scenario, there's not going to be any medical facilities to be able to handle, or people with the knowledge to know how to make a C-section. Oh, sorry, too many stumps over here. But that's going to be a downfall. That's going to be a major downfall of a lot, and do a lot of problems and everything in the end times, because without modern medicine, or people with medical knowledge, we're screwed. That's why I say, if the end of the world happened 100 years ago, the world would have been able to come back from it. But in today's standards, the world's not going to be able to come back with the way the recent generations of children have been taught. And, yeah, it's because of technology, it's because of the way that we're going ahead of time, and we're not looking at the past, because everybody relies on Google for everything. Everybody relies on their cell phone for information. There is no older generation anymore. Our older generations are gone, or about to be gone. And that's sad. And, with that mindset, most people can't even change a tire. Most people can't even do an oil change on their car, because they never had that, grandparent to teach them, or they didn't want that grandparent to teach them anything. Right, Dale. A lot of that stuff, knowledge, or written knowledge, is a thing of the past. And I'm not saying that people can't read or anything. I'm just saying that people would rather have Alexa or Siri or whoever, tell them everything that they need to know. People can't even remember a phone number off the top of their head, let alone have them remember anything, The skills have been lost to bring back civilization, Oh yeah, Ron. Yeah, no, I'm good. Like, Right, Jake. It does. It really does. You know, there was there was a leader of one of the Arabian, one of the Middle Eastern countries. Okay, he said my father's generation was the strongest generation. He said my father and my grandfather's generations built what we have today. My generation, I'm driving around in a Hummer, fully armored Hummer. My son is driving around in a Lamborghini. My grandson is going to have to ride on a camel again to build up our civilization, because every 4 generations makes everything weak, and the weakest of that 4th generation destroys everything, and it has to be rebuilt with the next generation through pain and suffering. Yeah, see, Dale? That's the stuff that I'm saying, These are skills, Even something as basic as an oil change is a skill. And especially with new cars and everything, you don't know unless you're doing it every day by hand. You lose skills. And that goes the same with anything. I mean, if you are not practicing your skills every day, even me, okay? Even me with all this survival knowledge and all this BS and everything, if I ever do get in a survival situation, I know how to make a bow drill. I know how to make a hand drill. I can make a fire with it, but I haven't had to make a bow drill or a hand drill fire in like 4 years. I remember how to do it, but actually doing it and making a fire and the process of it, I'm screwed in it. I'm literally screwed on it, because how much dedication and time it takes to do that stuff. And if I'm not doing it every day, I'm screwed on it. It's easy to tell anybody you can do this. It's easy for a TV show to show you that anybody can make a bow drill fire, like Bear Grylls or Survivor Man. But the thing is they don't show you how long it takes. A bow drill fire takes between an hour and a half to 4 hours to get all the materials you need to be able to have the right conditions to make it, and to make one tiny ember, to blow that into life. And if you screw up, you wasted more energy and more calories and everything to fail. And that's what kills you. Right, Ron, that's what I'm saying. Lynn. See, here's the thing. Hunting is easy. Hunting is completely easy. People make hunting seem harder than it truly is. The problem with hunting is the waiting game. If you do not have the patience, you could go to a hunting area. You could get there at 8 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning. I've even seen hunters leave at 2 a.m. in the morning to find the right hunting spot and wait all day long until like 5 o'clock in the evening and not catch anything, right? But the thing is the waiting game. Sitting. Sitting, you have to know where the wind is blowing. You have to be downwind from the animal that you're hunting. If you pick the wrong hunting area and you have wind coming from your back blowing towards that buck, it's going to smell you. Then it's going to run away. It doesn't matter. And a buck can smell you from 100 feet to 200 feet away. What's up, Janet? Good morning, sis. How you doing, hun? There's a lot of factors in hunting. It's just like fishing, okay? Fishing. If you go trout fishing, okay? Predatory fish, if they see your shadow, they leave. They will not bite. They will not, and they'll actually leave from you if they see your shadow. Most fishermen don't tell you that, and most fishermen don't even know that if they see your shadow over them, they think you're a bird and they swim away. They leave. Creatures are not dumb. They're not dumb. You have to be smarter than them. And the thing is most of these animals have better senses than you do. I see, Ron. Yeah. What if you have the wind blowing to the back and the front? Well, I don't know, Janet. You screwed, girl. You screwed. You is in a tornado if you have that much wind around you. You're just trying to mate. But yeah, and the truth is, even somebody like me, in a true survival scenario, I mean, you think I'm going to be able to remember every little thing that needs to be remembered? No. That's insane to say somebody is completely perfect in anything that they do. That's a fucking lie, there is flaws in everybody, okay? Yeah, I'm going to survive more than that lawyer down the street, but in reality, in in reality, that's just because I have better skills than he does, because he's lived his life and everything behind a desk. Oh, shit. But, you know, anybody, this is the God honest truth. Anybody, any of you in chat can survive. It's the fear that kills people. It's literally the fear that kills most people in a survival situation. Most people are too afraid to leave an area. People are too afraid to be adventurous, to eat anything to live. Just like, a lot of people are afraid of sicknesses and shit like that. Okay? If you drink from a dirty water source and you get cryptosporidia, alright? A lot of these survivalist channels and everything try to scare you. Oh, you gotta have clean, fresh water. You gotta have this. It's gotta be running over 10 rocks to be purified. It can't be stagnant. You know what? Screw that. If you come... Whoops, sorry. I'm back. The government spies. But, if it's the only puddle, if a stagnant puddle of water is your only water source you have, drink out of it. Doesn't matter. It's better for you to drink stagnant, dirty water that smells like ass than die of dehydration. You don't know what pain is until you get to dehydration. I mean, that's the God honest truth. And if you do get something like cryptosporidia or dysentery, as long as you're near a water source, the thing that kills people from dysentery and cryptosporidia and stuff like that is diarrhea. And what does diarrhea do to people? Diarrhea dehydrates you. The only way to cure cryptosporidia and dysentery is drinking more water than you're letting out, because you can only crap so much unless you're eating, and if you haven't ate in like 3 days, you're only going to take one dump before you don't need to dump anymore. Right. That's what I'm saying. Janet. Yeah. I mean, drink that water. I would rather die from something else than something that I could have prevented, And you can get worms from anything. I mean, seriously. Even in a perfect world, you can get worms from undercooked pork. You can get worms from pretty much any vegetable that you eat. You can get all this stuff on a daily basis. People say, oh, Worms are in dirt and everything. Yeah, earthworms are in dirt. You're going to eat worms. That's up to you. I mean, that is a fear of people, eating insects. It's if you're starving, you will eat anything. Trust me. You will eat anything. Have you ever been at the point where you're so hungry you'll eat a horse? Or your friends take you out to a place that you really don't like, but you're so hungry you still order something off that menu? Same thing with the nature. If you find earthworms or a grub, you'll put that fat little wiggly fucker in your mouth and you'll swallow it. Yep, it is. I mean, it really is, Janet. It is hard out here. You know me, Janet. I say it how it is. It's just like you would eat roadkill if you're starving. You will. But if you're in a survival situation and you're beside a road, you better not be in that fucking survival situation. I mean, seriously, if you're beside a road, you better get saved. But yeah. I'm always getting you pumped, Janet. Don't worry. But there's things I tell people that is not common survival tactics. And it's true. I don't. It's just like, here's the thing I can tell you, okay? If you can, this is a tactic that native tribes and everything in South America near the Amazon use all the time. I think it's the Gaussian tribe or something like that. They build their houses and everything over the river, okay? And they have a hole that they defecate in, okay? And that hole goes straight into the water. They crap through this hole and it goes straight to the water. Well, the fishes have grown accustomed to eating their feces. So they use their feces to trap these fish and eat the fish. Nice. Yeah, I'm not. And that's the thing, if you could find, yes, like in nature, you're going to find feces, okay? You're going to find deer feces, you're going to find raccoon feces, you're going to find, animal feces on the ground. If you know how to use it, you can go and rehydrate that feces in a water source if you're near it, and use that to trap fish. if you can find a plastic bottle that is in good condition, you make a fish trap out of it. You cut off the top the top neck of it, make a hole in it. You flip it around. If I had a bottle, I would show you. Speaking of, I got one. Okay. Imagine that, huh? Okay. If you're in a survival situation, you find this bottle on the ground, all right? Any kind of bottle. You're going to learn how to, Ron. But, so what you do, okay. See this? You see this? See what I just made? And it's not a homemade sex implement either, Jake. But what you do with this, is it going to catch a monster fish? No. It's going to catch a decent sized fish, or it's going to catch crawfish. Okay? What you do is you find that feces, or you take your own shit, you put it in here, you fill it with water, you connect this back together like this, put rocks in the bottom of it, soak it into the ground, let it fill up with water. The fish will come into here thinking it's safe, because fish like to hide. So they're going to come in here thinking it's safe, but they can't get back out. They don't know how to get back out. They know how to get in, but they can't get out. So in here, they're going to feast on the feces. And in doing that, you have food. So there's a homemade fish trap for you. All right. Yes. Yeah, no immigration, Ron. But yeah, I mean that's you have to think outside the box with a lot of stuff. Most of these, basic TV shows and everything, they're not going to tell you real survival tactics. They're not. Because good job, Janet. They're not going to tell you this stuff because, for one, it makes people disgusted. And it's true. You feeding fish scat and, oh, it's a form of animal cruelty. No, it's not. Fish are scavengers. Fish will eat anything. They don't care. All right? They don't give a damn what it is. They will eat it. Yes, pretty much. But, these wholesome family survival TV shows, they're not going to tell you this stuff. Yes, Jake. I am training Janet to be the one Janet army. Pretty soon she's gonna have her own. She's gonna have her own Janet survival skills. Right, Janet. Yes. It's the same thing. Anybody will eat anything if to live. You know, it doesn't matter. It's just all these snowflaked baby face people that want to bitch and whine and cry and everything in a perfect society. They're the ones that's not going to live. They're the ones that's going to die because they think it's bad or ooh, it's gross, whatever. You know, but even and the truth is in 90% of most survival situations, man has been literally at everywhere in this world. And you are going to find one man's junk somewhere. It doesn't matter where it is. Right, Janet? But, you know, there's not one single spot in this world that no man has ever been. And that's true. Yeah, that, you know, I have more on I bet more on a soccer mom to survive, to feed her children and take care of her children than I do Bear Grylls to actually really survive in a survival situation. It's the same thing with like Les Stroud. If it came out to a soccer mom having to do anything and everything to make sure her child lives and eats, she will do it. It doesn't matter. I mean, but the thing is that soccer mom has to realize what she has to do, you know? Yes, you're going to find some man's junk out there. You'll never be alone in the wilderness. Anything can be used for anything. I mean, look at Africa, okay? Africa made the first marital aids out of wood. All right, I mean, I'm telling you, if there's a will, there's an idea, there's a way. Mm-hmm. It's true. A mother will do anything. I mean, I never had a mother like that, but I had aunts that would. You know, my aunts would do anything for me. And I know that. Right, Janet? I mean, you know, I've seen some foreign shaped, you know, foreignly smooth shaped rocks in riverbeds that, you know, can do the can do the deed too. And they're already accustomed to getting wet, Janet. So just rely on a river rock. Right. I mean, you know, to tell you the truth, I mean, I have been doing more research and everything, and you can survive off of your own love juices in a survival situation only for 2 days. Yes, Ron, you has a Matthew. You'll always have a Matthew, Ron. But yeah, you know, anybody can survive off their own love juices for 2 days. But you know, it's literally that's what there was I read a story about the Inuits. Okay, there was an Inuit tribe. Yeah, I know it's little time, but hey, it's better than nothing, right? It's only because your body doesn't produce enough. It's only because your body does not produce enough proteins or anything to keep you alive. Because it doesn't have the same pheromones or anything in it if you get it from somebody else. Like, you know, but the Inuit tribe and everything, the only way that they survived because the ice was so thick and everything, and the salmon was not around, like the salmon changed because the Inuits lived on the salmon run all year long, right? And the salmon changed their uh, their way that they were going, and it literally passed up this tribal village. And for 6 months, the village had to live off of each other in a way. Married couples had to live off of each other, and you know, there it's kind of disgusting, but it's true. Okay, like fathers and mothers were giving their children their own stuff, but it kept them alive. You know, it kept them alive. They weren't happy about it, but it kept them alive. Right? Yeah. I mean, you know, it by today's standards, yeah, I mean, there was a lot of 69s going on, if you know what I mean. There was a lot of love juices around, but it kept them alive. You know, it's in today's standards, it's disgusting to hear. Yes, it is disgusting. But when push comes to shove, and this was in like the 1700s, okay? So inbred and, you know, inbreeding and a lot of shit was going on at that time, so I don't care about talking about it. I mean, you know, if it's me, Jake, and Chad, you know, out in the middle of the woods and everything, you know, oh well, we're all going to live off of each other for a minute. I mean, and you boys are going to like it. You boys are going to like what today you get a, you know, a hefty serving to match you. You will do anything to survive. That's pretty much it. I mean, that's the moral of this story. Do anything to survive. Yes. Yes, we will, Janet. But, it's you'll do anything to survive. You will. You'll do anything to go home, to go be with your loved ones. And it's not no survival story is an honorable story. None of them are. There is not a single survival incident where nothing bad or immoral ever happened. There's just not. And there never will be a story where something immoral never happened to keep others alive. And if you want rainbows and smiling puppies, you better watch Care Bears instead and sit back, because you're not going to get that here. You just got to outrun Chad. Yes, Jake. You just better be you just better be able to hide your footprints also, sir. Because I'll do it on a rainy day when the ground's nice and moist, so you leave your footprints on the ground. Then I'll let you run for. I'll give you like a 15-minute head start. How about that, Jake? Yes, ma'am, Janet. It's the same way. It's the same way with everyday life too. If you're trying to get ahead in your career, you will do anything possible to get ahead in your career. Anybody will do that. It's the same way. Yes. You just better watch out for those holes I dug earlier, Jake. That's all I can say, sir. That's all I can say. But life sucks. Life will always suck. There is no good story. Right? I mean, rainbows, butterflies, dancing leprechauns and pink bikinis. That don't happen until, that doesn't happen until at least, the third week of, until the third week of starvation, then you start, hallucinating. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Ron. I mean, there was stories even with the Pilgrims coming across the ocean, that the ones that were hiding away in the lower bowels, they were literally eating their loved ones on the ship. to survive because they did not have enough food for every single person that was on the ships to come to America. People were eating their own babies because they didn't have any food to produce milk for the children. And you have to eat, you have to drink water, women have to produce milk. And that's the way you produce milk. And if you cannot produce milk because you're starving, that baby starves too. And it happens in nature too, okay? You know, female dogs will eat their babies. Guinea pigs will eat their babies. Any rodent or mammal will eat their own babies to build back up the nutrients that they lost during childbirth. It's nature, and they know that they can make more. So it's not like they don't have the human morals like we do. They have survival instincts. Even if that guinea pig knows it gets food and everything from somebody, they will still eat their babies. It's something in that child that helps them. I'm sorry. I mean, hell, even chickens, they will lay eggs and bust it open and eat the yolk and the chicken and the eggshell. Nature does not give two shits. If you want them to be sorry for what they did, they're going to walk away from you. They're not going to apologize. They're not going to care if it makes you sad. They can give two shits. And that's what you're going to have to do. And that's how you're going to have to become in a survival situation. You are going to have to become wild. You're going to have to become non-human in a survival situation. It's the way it is. Yeah. Life isn't fair. It's just not. And I probably lost a lot of people talking like this, and I'm sorry. I mean, what do you want me to say? You want me to tell you that every survival situation is rainbows and sunshine? No. If you can't realize and wake up to reality, there's no sense in you being on my channel, you know? Because I'm not going to lie to you. My channel isn't about BS. I'm going to make you survive. I'm going to teach you how to survive and not care. Because in reality, it's either you or me. And to tell you the truth, I will survive. It's the God honest truth. You know, it's It's the God honest truth. If it's me and you, I will survive. Even if I have to kill you in your sleep and use you, I'm going to do it. Because it doesn't matter if you're 110 pounds soaking wet or 450 pounds soaking wet. You will feed me. That's what I'm saying, Dale. Thanks, Jake. I do like having fun. I do like making y'all laugh. And today, today is, the starting of the new year. I'm doing this opening, live stream. I think this is what me and Miss Star have came up with. I am going to do 2 shorts a week, okay? And 1 live stream every Sunday. And this whole entire year is going to be wild edibles, herbs, wild edibles, herbs, medicinal herbs. And I'm going to do 2 different herbs a week. And it's going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm going to upload them. And then we're going to have a live stream on Sunday and discuss about it. How you can use this, how you can find it, where it comes from, what medicinal uses that come with them. That is true, Jake, brother. That is true. It is. It's just like that. You can't go around this world and think, what am I going to, when's my next Roblox or Fortnite gift card coming? Because survival isn't just wilderness survival. Wait, what? No. Ron, you're fine, brother. You're fine. Don't even worry about that. Ron, I answer anybody's questions. There is no wrong question. There is no stupid question. There is no stupid answers. This channel is to learn. This channel is to talk with each other, to discuss our fears and how to overcome those fears. Because it's going to happen. When? I don't know. I can't tell you that. Oh, okay, Cynthia. There is literally like over 200 uses for plastic bottles. Okay, you can take a 16-ounce plastic bottle. All right, even one of these cheap, thin-walled plastic water bottles. Okay, you can fill a plastic water bottle up with water, but you have to give it at least a half an inch from the top of the bottle, the neck of the bottle, so it can boil and everything. If you have a string or if you have any way to hold that over the fire, As long as the fire is licking the bottom and the sides of the plastic where the water is, it will not melt the plastic. You can boil water, you can cook food in it, you can make a soup or whatever. It will turn black after a lot of times, and it will malform. But you can get about 5 or 6 boils out of one cheap plastic bottle than anything. You can also use plastic bottles, like I said, for a fish trap. You can use a plastic bottle for a rat trap. You can use, you can actually, if you have a thick enough plastic bottle, you can cut off the side of it and you can sharpen it. You can sharpen it on a smooth rock into a razor sharp blade, and you can use that to gut fish. You can use it to skin animals with. You can use it to even cut yourself open and remove a splinter or whatever. It's almost as sharp as a surgeon's blade. Oh, you're good, Ron. No, it's just this channel will always be for y'all. You know, this channel is to help y'all. And I don't want any of you, I don't want any of my brothers or sisters, if the end of the world comes, because we are not together. And the thing is even if the end of the world comes, I'm trying to help y'all now, because you won't be able to come back to this and learn what I'm trying to tell you. It's going to be lost. It's going to be lost forever. If we can't connect to internet, if we can't, whatever, it's lost. And I want you to learn it now, and I don't want y'all, because I love you all, but in reality, my compound is open to anybody. It is. If things happen. But I can't come to any of you. That's the thing. It's all fun and games and everything right now. But I'm trying to teach you while having fun. But yeah, Cynthia, there is so many things you can do with a plastic bottle. Just like if you take, one of the old old Mountain Dew bottles, the green ones, that was actually a multi-purpose tar. It was supposed to be usable in multiple situations in the South. Okay. You can cut off pieces of that green plastic Mountain Dew bottle, and if you have to make a spearhead, if you need to seal up a wound, if you cut in and you don't have a way to stitch yourself up, you can close your wound and everything, and you hold the green plastic over a fire and let it drip, and it can literally hold your wound closed. It will meld your skin together and cauterize the wound, the top of it, and be like cleansing Band-Aid for you. The old Pepsi clear bottles. There was a person that I knew that in those Pepsi clear bottles, they had a reflective like glitter on the inside of them. And if you put water in that, and like dirty water, and you put it out in the sun, the glitter and everything inside of it would act like kind of like a mylar, and the sun would go in and heat up the water, and it would refract inside of it, killing off 90% of the bacteria and everything in the water. And you left it out in the sun for about an hour with that glitter in it, and you could open it up and it would be clean, fresh drinking water out of it. It would literally purify itself. You can also do that with any, like, if you find a 2-liter bottle or anything like that is clear plastic, you can, if you have mylar blanket, which not a lot of people carry mylar blankets anymore because they are very cheap and rippable and everything. Nobody wants them. But if you have a clear 2-liter bottle and you go to a stagnant water source, I mean, not like filthy stagnant, but it's still kind of clear. You can fill the water up with that. You can put it in the sunlight for 3 hours. And if you put it in the sunlight for 3 hours, the sunlight will refract inside of it and purify all of that water in there and make it safe to drink. That's just normal. But if you had mylar, you could wrap the mylar in the back of it and heat up the water, and it's kind of like putting it over an open flame. But if not, just use the natural sunlight for 3 hours and it will heat it up. What else? There is you can make a trowel to dig a cat hole with out of a plastic bottle. You take where the neck is and you cut a U shape into it around the shoulder of the bottle, and it'll make a cup. And you can actually dig into the ground. If you say you come to a stagnant pool of water, okay, you can dig out about 10 or 15 feet away from that stagnant pool of water. You dig a hole about maybe 5-6 inches deep. The water will soak through the earth and everything into that new hole that you dug, and it will purify that stagnant water and let you drink out of it. That's one of the best ways to actually do anything, is let the earth actually, purify the water for you. But yeah, I mean, that's just, some uses of it. There goes a Russian Chinook, one of those 2-propeller helicopters. Oh, you're welcome, Cynthia, anytime. Like, there's hundreds of things. Like, there's a lot of metaphysical stuff that you can do in the wilderness also to find water sources and food sources and shelter and everything. Just like if you can find a V branch, like, well, not a V branch, but we call them Y branches. If you can find a perfect Y branch and you cut it off of a living tree, it will lead you to water. I mean, seriously, it will pull towards the direction of flowing water. There's something in the tree, like the chloroformic reaction of it around water, that will lead you, it will literally pull you to the direction of the water. It's the same thing as like dowsing rods. You can do the same thing with willows. With the willow branches, that if you can find a perfect right angle willow branch, if you can find two of them, you can break off those two those two right angle branches, and you can hold them out, because willow is a water seeking tree. If you find a lone willow, there is water in that area. Even if you don't see a river or anything, or hear a river, that willow is soaking up water from somewhere. So if you break off the willow branches and you walk, they will cross where the water source is, and you'd have to dig down to it. That's just another. Also, there's what's called it's called Stevens pepper. Stevens pepper is black oak. Okay, if you have black oak or black walnut around you, you can take the shavings off of the black bark and throw it up into the wind, and the wind will literally carry it to a food source for you. I don't know. I've never actually done that because we don't have black oak or black walnut here in Texas. But supposedly that's that's what druids would do to find food sources, like berry plants or wild edibles or anything. But you throw it up into a gust of wind, and like you're supposed to be able to follow the smell of it to where it goes. Like I said, I've never done it before. I don't know how reliable that is. I'd like to try it one day, and I know there's a place beside Jake that has black walnut. Old Jake and Chad. Maybe one day I can go up to where Jake and Chad is, and we can do this together. Ah, you're in Tennessee. Okay. I'm from Chattanooga, so, well, I was born and raised in Chattanooga. Now I live in Texas, so. What part of East Tennessee? Yeah, there's some black walnut and everything, like going out to North Carolina and everything, around the Smokies and stuff. Jonesboro. Okay. Yeah, I know where you're from. Jonesboro used to be a stomping ground for me back in the day. Yeah, by Johnson City. Yep.
One day we'll do it, Jake. What are you getting from the hardware store, sir? But yeah, there should be some black walnuts in Johnson City. There used to be when I was younger. But black walnuts out in East Tennessee, those are money making trees right there for good lumber and everything. So most black walnut trees, they're either on some rich man's land and he's making about $1,100 to $1,500 on one of those trees. But life is, there's a lot of old skills from a lot of the older generation that we have lost. Like, I'm not talking about I'm talking about like a lot of the skills from the older generations and everything were not written in books. They were not, because they didn't think the world would be the way it is today. They thought, oh, I'll teach this to my son, and my son will teach it to my grandson, and my grandson, and whatever. There you go, Jake. Do it, brother. Do it. You never know what you'll find because it's the beginning of the year. Everybody's doing that. End of the year sales. You don't know what you'll find, brother. You may find a good case knife, depending on if it's an Ace Hardware or something. But yeah, like these skills, a lot of these old skills, they weren't ever written down, and it's just like hearsay. It's, unless you really learned from your grandparents, a lot of these skills just disappeared, like survival skills. And it's ooh, power tools, Milwaukee. That's the only tool brand I ever used for the longest time was Milwaukee. But I love Milwaukee brush. I don't like the brushless Milwaukee tools. I don't. For some reason, they don't seem to have the torque or the power as the old skill Milwaukee brush, like hand drills and everything, But it's but Milwaukee's still a good brand. And see, in an apocalyptic time and everything, CJ, like your skills, everybody has skills that not everybody else has. And just because, like, I'm a survivalist homesteader, prepper, I've got those skills and everything. But if I'm trying to build a big ass barn or something like that, I don't have the skills for that. I can do like basic engine work and stuff, but changing out like a whole entire, like rehauling an engine or transmission or something like that. I can't do any of that stuff. Like, and that's what's needed. Those other skills are needed also in end of the world times, in an apocalyptic time, to help rebuild. Ron, everybody, everybody send a prayer to Ron, because he said his internet and power and everything's going crazy because they're having a tornado watch right now. So if y'all don't mind, send some prayers to him, And when I say prayers, I don't mean Christian prayers either. Anything helps. Any religion. Oh, sorry. Thanks, Jake, brother. Like, this world, we wouldn't be the world that we are today if we didn't have everybody. If we didn't have everybody with their own skills, And there's an old saying, it takes a village to raise a child. Okay? And that doesn't mean an actual child, like a baby or anything. It means an idea. It means a way of life. It's bringing life into reality. And a lot of people have mixed up that saying for a long time. Hey, David. Thank you all. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you, David. But yeah, that's the truth, It takes all walks of life in a survival situation or a end of the world situation or anything to survive. Not everybody is a master gardener. Not everybody is a rancher. Not everybody, not everybody is a hunter. Not everybody is not everybody is not a Swiss Army knife. They're not. Just like there's not a multi-tool for everything. There are specific tools for specific tasks. There's specific items for specific tasks. And that's the thing. What's up, Ghosty brother? How you doing? How you feeling today, brother? Long time no see, bro. I know you like my V. You like my V cut. You need me to take off my hoodie and just wear the vest and no shirt. Feeling frosty? Is it still cold up there? Jeez. It's getting around like in the 50s right now here. It'll be warming up soon. It's supposed to get in like the high 60s today. But You know, it like I was saying, you know, like life needs everybody. Life needs every single person. It's Did you ghost? I could see Ghost in the 60s at Woodstock. I could see you with your long hair. But, you know, and I'm tired. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of other survivalists claiming to be the lone wolf, you know, Rambo superhero. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of these people saying, "Oh, all I need is a knife and I can survive for years in the wilderness." Nice, David, nice. Yeah, that warm weather's coming around good now. Everybody's going to start being able to get out and make some more videos and, you know, have a good. I hope everybody's going to have a good year this year. And, you know, with everything that's been happening the last 2 years, it makes you wonder what is around the corner. I mean, we've had COVID. We've had the bird flu again, affecting chickens and everything. We we now have this new flu here in Texas. I mean, you know, it's kind of a blessing in disguise, I guess, David. You know, not much snow. Right, Ghost. Right. Yep. And that's the thing, you know, that and I'm tired of it. Yeah. No antibiotics, no modern medicine, no, and that's one of the things that's going to kill a lot of people. Like what I was talking about earlier, you know, like when the end of the world happens and stuff, it's not like people aren't going to procreate, you know, and a lot of women are going to die in the end of the world kind of thing. Yeah, and none of that. But like, there's going to be a lot of women that's going to die from childbirth because there is no modern ways of doing it, and it's not like you're going to be able to give a water birth or anything like that because water sources are going to be limited, you know. You're not going to be able to fill up a bathtub. And so many people in this world that has so many health problems. Yeah, no blood pressure meds, nothing. There even even though there is special fruits and all this stuff and everything to eat, California has ruined a lot of people's mindsets on a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, infections will. Like, people's like, oh, you can have this fruit or you can do this or whatever. That shit's not going to be around either. There's not going to be mass, pineapple farms. Even most of the farms in Florida, the orange juice farms and everything, they're not going to be able to distribute it out to other states. They're not even probably going to be able to distribute it out into their own state. You know what I mean? Like, people don't realize what happens when society actually collapses. I mean, even when COVID happened and all of the shipping and everything went down, there was no trucks on delivering stuff to grocery stores or anything. People did not understand. People did not. Yeah, there won't be enough food go around, brother. Yeah. It's and there's going to be so much that's going to happen. You can't run to McDonald's. Ain't that the truth? Oh, jeez. You can't go get your 20-piece nuggies. And people don't even understand. People don't understand how much of an impact just the bird flu did on. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is, Ghost. I mean, people don't even want to look at what happened during COVID. People don't want to look at Venezuela when Venezuela's, society collapsed. People don't want to look at the reality of things. People just want to keep their head down. Right, Cynthia. Yeah, you can't. You cannot. And all these people, all these homesteaders and everything. Yeah, I'm a homesteader. Yeah. I have chickens, I have guinea pigs, I have rabbits. I have things that are easily fed with what's around me. Like, guinea pigs can survive on grass. They can survive on pretty much anything, just like rabbits can. Chickens can survive on anything. I am carrying the scavenger animals, like pigs. Pigs can eat anything. They're omnivores for a reason. Yeah, that is true. Ignorance is bliss. But, it even for me in a survival situation, I'm not going to be able to handle the mass amounts of animals that I do have right now. I won't. And to tell you the truth, cannibalism will happen sooner than you realize in a social collapse. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have the rabbits and everything just cause I could release those rabbits and those guinea pigs out into the wild. You know, and me and Miss Star, we did a thing where we released geckos onto the property. Okay. There is thousands and thousands of geckos on this property. They're small, they're little leopard geckos, but they breed like crazy in the wild. And, you know, they can have up to like 20 different eggs. Yeah, they're only about the size of that. But if I need to, I can harvest them. But the thing is, you know, these people that have dairy farms, these people that have, you know, horses, all this stuff, they're not going to be able to feed these animals. They're not, because Texas is not a area for grazing animals. It's not. Yes, that is true, Ghost. It is true. They are plentiful. They are very plentiful. And they're stupid. That is true. And, you know, and in a society collapse, there's not going to be police. They're not going to arrest you. They're not going to come hunt you down because you're a mass cannibal. No, they're not going to do that. They're going to leave you alone. That's what they're going to do. They're going to find out, oh my God, I just noticed the gray in my beard. Wow. Anyways, damn, I need to dye my hair. Yeah, Dale. Any animal is edible. It's society that has made us think otherwise. Everything is edible. Doesn't matter what it is. You know, we're the ones that says we can't eat this. Yeah, taboos, yeah. That's exactly what it is. Hey, Frugal Mama, how you doing? But yeah, the world has manipulated us. The world has made us believe that it was like, for the longest time, people said you couldn't eat catfish because it was poisonous. But people were eating catfish. Just like they told us that we couldn't eat the inside organs of animals or eat the feet of animals or eat any of this. We had to eat the good parts only. Just like chicken gizzards, chicken livers, all that stuff. They said, "Oh, that will kill you if you eat another animal's liver." No, it won't. And it's a society. It's society as a whole that has manipulated us to believe this. I mean, I remember 10 years ago where you could go to Church's Chicken and get a 50-piece chicken gizzard or a 20-piece liver meal for like $3 or $4. Now they don't sell it. They do not sell it anymore. And it's like chitlins. intestines, it, cow's tongue. There's so many things that we eat, that we can eat, that's a staple in everybody's life. I mean, the things in menudo is tripe, is tripe, it's pig's feet, it's heart or tongue, any of the leftover animal parts that nobody else would eat, and it makes a wonderful soup. And if you eat menudo is the one thing that every Hispanic in Texas eats on Saturday night. Eats every Sunday morning before they go to church to cure their hangover, because it cures your hangover, it cures upset stomach, it cures diarrhea. It's a heal-all kind of soup also, because of the organs that's in it. Absorbs all of that. But there is so many things that you can eat. And it's like rabbits, Rabbits, unless you eat everything on a rabbit, I'm talking about the brains, the eyeballs, everything, you can literally die from protein poisoning. And what does society and everything make people think? We have to have plenty and plenty and plenty of proteins. But you can go into what's called protein poisoning. You have to have the fat to break down the protein meat. And if you don't do that, it's just our bodies isn't meant to have that. It's just like the human anatomy. Humans are made to eat raw meat, rare meat, more than cooked meat. It takes our bodies longer, and it takes more calories and more water to process well-cooked meat than it does rare meat. That's why we still have canines ripping teeth, is so we can rip through that rare meat. But society has, manipulated us for so long, telling us what we can and cannot eat. But, it everything on an animal is edible. Everything. And you have to realize that. And I'm sorry, but I'm talking about genitals too. Just because it's a sexual organ doesn't mean you can't eat it. I mean, look at mountain oysters. That's been a staple of the South and, on the East Coast for the longest time. We have been babied for too long. And people don't understand that, when push comes to shove on a lot of things, goes back to what I said earlier. When you're starving, you will eat anything. And literally, most people can be tricked into eating anything because they don't know where it came from. And it's easy to say that. I mean, there was a incident in Alabama or Georgia, I think during the 50s or the 60s or something like that, where somebody had a barbecue restaurant and they killed some guy and served his meat in the barbecue, and everybody of that community ate human flesh, and they said it was the best meat they ever had. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. Humans are dumb. What's up, Rhesus? Yeah. They even made a movie and everything about it. But, but it's true. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter where it came from. In a survival situation, in a end of the world, in an end of the world scenario, you're going to be eating more than you think. And you're not going to care because it tastes good. Yeah, Dell. Yeah. I mean, I've heard seagull is actually good. And, it's the same thing as like goose eggs, like goose eggs, quail eggs, all these bird eggs, but we are raised up in a different world, and the stuff like what other countries have, there's things like fermented cod, like from Scandinavia. That stuff still is eaten today, but you never see it on American shelves. There's so many things from other countries that they eat that we would never lay our hands on here in America. And I don't understand why. Yep, and lie. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, lutefish, yeah. Oh yeah, Dell, yeah. When times are tough, the things you'll eat. Like Bannock bread, Bannock bread is just flour, salt, and water. And it is a survival staple food. And it lasts forever once you cook it. It will last forever. Oh, is it? Okay. Yep, Dale, that is true. It's true. We only eat the top of the line food here in America. It like when I lived in the projects and everything, the things that I heard stories of. Gotcha. Okay, yeah. There You know, I knew about chicken feet when I was little. Chicken feet. It's a delicacy in more than just one country, you know. And now you see chicken feet being served in 5-star restaurants. But that was the stuff that poor people ate. Poor people ate. And now you're paying $100 for a chicken feet platter. Yeah, Brie. I mean, all it is just, all it is just fat, you know? It's just fat. But, you see this stuff. Like, I saw dandelion salad at a restaurant that me and Miss Star and, her sister went to. Dandelion salad was $25. Fresh picked dandelion salad. I ate fresh picked dandelion salad growing up in Georgia on my grandfather's farm. It just like, why? Why are these old? Yeah, Brie. Hipster vegan, yeah. Like, seriously. I mean, I saw Bordick vegetable stock soup at the same place. Bordick. Bordick is a very potent smelling, flour. Like, it's enough to run off a vampire, But they were selling that for like $15 for a broth soup of Bordick. Like, wow, really? And this is stuff that's been around forever. Yeah, it was. I mean, harvesting wild edibles it wasn't a chore, it was, you learned while having fun doing it, and now, it's like they want to make money off of this, off of a basic plant that grows all over the place that nobody would even think about it, Nobody would even think about going out into their front yard to go and pick that stuff. But they'll sit down for $25 and eat it. Even though it grows in your front and backyard. It's like, and especially if it's out of season. What's up, Lee, brother? How you doing? Yeah. Chocolate mint tea, we even had chocolate mint coffee where we would use the coffee grounds or chicory roots, dried up chicory roots, because you can make chicory coffee. And chicory coffee doesn't taste like regular coffee, okay? It's kind of sourish. So if we did chicory coffee, we would get chocolate mint and we would grind it up and everything and put it in the chicory roots and boil it that way. And you would have a chocolate mint chicory, coffee. Yeah, poor man's coffee, yeah. And, it's like blueberry leaf tea, or blackberry leaf tea, like that stuff grows in the wild, literally on the side of the road, blackberries. And you're going to pay $15-20 for blackberry leaf tea? Like, why? No, it is. It's good. It's good. You don't get the caffeine withdrawals from chicory as you do regular coffee, and you don't get the jitters or the shakes with chicory. And it was used during the Civil War. It was used, ever since America was founded. But yeah, if you can get some mint, chocolate mint when you make your coffee, just just put the chocolate mint leaves on top of the coffee grounds and let it boil with it. Or you can put it in the pot and boil and make the coffee and let it boil on top of the chocolate mint leaves in the coffee pot. It works both ways. You want to add like 2 mint leaves to each cup of coffee that each cup of coffee that you brew. But mint has a lot of medicinal purposes to it. I saw chicory roots at Sprouts for, I think it was like $6 an ounce. $6 an ounce. I was like, it's crazy. It's just like wild ginseng. Okay, wild ginseng was a staple in Tennessee and everything in the Appalachians. People harvest that and used it in everything that they cooked and whatever. And now wild ginseng, Appalachian wild ginseng, runs for like $1,600 an ounce or a pound to sell. Like, I think I'm in the wrong business. I really think I'm in the wrong business. But wild ginseng is something that'll get you killed for. Like, the hell? Anyway, sorry. I heard a phone ringing somewhere. I was like, what the hell was that? But, hey, what's up, Steve? How you doing? Good morning. But, like, the things I grew up with, like, I went through Moonshine Hills and everything growing up, like, I knew how to watch out for moonshiner traps, walking with a 6-foot stick in front of you because some moonshiners would put a shotgun shell on the end of a mouse trap with a finely sharpened nail tip ready to puncture it to take out your legs from the knee down to the shin. And pitfall traps, and I'm not talking about like with spikes or anything. I'm talking about a pitfall trap that's probably about 6 foot deep and covered in rocks. So as soon as you fall in there, you're breaking a leg, you're breaking something, and you're going to knock yourself out. So you will be awake when they kill you. Yeah, it is. It is, Breezus. Like, there's bad stuff to everything. There is. Every state has their bad side, the Appalachians and northern Georgia, they all got their moonshiners. They've got their wild ginseng growers. They call it black honey. Black honey is a willow sap that it's a river willow sap that you cut and kind of milk it out like a maple tree. But black honey is like a sweetener, and it has what's the word I'm looking for? Like a psychedelic, like a psychedelic drug to it. If you milk river willow and you find black honey, yeah, that stuff is good. That stuff is really good. And it's poisonous too. So you have to learn how you can only put it in really hot stuff. And in very, very small quantities. Like you have to use it with an eyedropper. So if you put it in a cup of coffee, you take out the eyedropper and only 2 drops per cup. And because it can kill you. It was used by a lot of Appalachian, medicine women a lot. I first tasted, black honey when my grandmother gave it to me when I had a toothache when I was like 10. And she gave it to me in a cup of coffee and everything, and I was in my own little world. I was seeing rainbows, I was seeing sunshine, I was seeing a lot of stuff. Like, and it numbs you. Like, you're sitting there, laying down, not moving, but you feel like you're moving, Yeah. It helps with a lot of things, It helps with arthritis pain. It helps with, just pain in general, because it's like a whole body Novocaine, pretty much. It's but it's one of those things that they can't really sell it. Like, you can't really sell, black honey, because people will kill themselves with it because they don't understand. They don't understand the effects. They don't understand what it's for. Like, having some city boy or city girl. Yeah, it would. It really would, Bree. Like, if you can find a river willow and you tap into it, the first cup you want to get away, and you want let the first cup fill up, then dump it. Wash out that container and everything, and you want to put it in a mason jar, Wash out the mason jar, everything. Then you'll start seeing the semi-black and gold. They call it like the lifeblood of the river willow. Because, willows, they're a whole entire medicinal tree, You can cut off the top part of the willow bark and chew on it. It'll get rid of your headaches. It'll get rid of, minor aches and pains. You don't, you just sit there and you just chew it and swallow. Then you spit it out after like maybe 10 or 15 chews on it. The under bark of it, you can take that out. You can make a tincture out of it. It's more like kind of like a salve that you would grind up and put in like vodka or whatever. And if you have a cut or whatever, you'd rub that on it, and it will increase the healing process of any cuts. And it will also like relieve like rashes and stuff like that. Nice, Bree. Okay. Yeah, but if you tap into that tree's lifeblood and you get that black with a hint of like orange, it's kind of like orangey yellow. It'll start coming out slow like molasses, but you're only going to get about maybe a half to maybe a pint of that. But once you do, it's good forever. Like, it doesn't have an expiration date on it. It just hardens up, kind of like honey does. You know how honey makes that wax on the top of it to seal? Yeah, kind of like an amber. Yeah. And it'll seal itself. And all you do is just break that top layer of like wax. You just break it, and kind of like ice, and put your dropper in there, suck it up, and boop boop, good to go. And it will just recoagulate, and it's good for years and years and years. But that's why they call it black honey, is because it does the same stuff as like honey does, But there's so many supposedly there's a recipe that you put that black honey and chaga together and you grind it up and put it in like anything. You put it in, take like a small scoop of it and put it in your coffee, put it in whatever. You drink that, and that chaga and that black honey together is like a very powerful medicinal herb. Like chaga, over like 6 months of taking chaga every day has proven to like cure cancer, literally cure cancer. But it's there's so much out there that we could learn, that we could use, but we destroy everything without even researching stuff anymore. Life sucks. There could be there, it's like Heals All, like Heals All does everything. It heals wounds, it cures you of the common cold, it, drains out infections. It you can make a tea out of it and it will break fevers. Like, there's so much to it. There's so much to this stuff. And everything was lost because 90% of this knowledge was just spoken. It wasn't ever written down, Alright, family. I've been on here for like 2.5 hours. I love you all, but I need to get some sleep. I just got off from work and everything. But starting tomorrow, look on my channel and everything. I'm going to start doing medicinal herbs and cooking herbs every Tuesday and Thursday on my YouTube shorts. And every Sunday, I'm going to do a live stream about the 2 shorts that I did that week. So I hope everybody, watches it, and I hope y'all learn something from all this. But I love y'all, family. Y'all take care. Bye, family. Love y'all. I'll see y'all Sunday.